The United States is drowning in over trillions of dollars of debt.
We're sitting here with $37 trillion of debt.
Still, the US dollar sits on the throne of global finance.
The dollar is king. We're going to keep it that way, okay?
Not because it's flawless, but because there's no serious challenger. Yet. But behind closed doors, pressure was building. The euro, launched in 1999, was Europe's attempt to bypass the dollar.
The European Union was formed in order to screw the United States.
The BRICS alliance was openly calling for a new currency.
The US dollar is facing a backlash. The forefront of this is BRICS.
The writing was on the wall, and the CIA, the NSA, and the deep state, they all saw it coming.
BRICS was set up to degenerate our dollar.
Enter Bitcoin, the so-called savior, a decentralized, anonymous, revolutionary currency.
Unleash crypto. Come to Texas. Texas is the oasis.
But what if it was never a rebellion, but a setup?
Bitcoin. They are decentralized Ponzi schemes.
What if Bitcoin was the Trojan horse, engineered, hyped, and globalized, only to be sacrificed at the perfect moment?
I believe that the authorities are not going to let crypto take over.
Of course not.
Think about it. In a world where the dollar is losing trust, what better way to reestablish dominance than to create its own fake enemy? Let it rise, attract billions, and then crush it in front of the world.
Bitcoin will go to zero.
One day.
Microsecond. Boom.
Tulip Mania 2.0, but digital. All while whispering, see? You can't trust anything but the dollar. The deep state doesn't fire bullets anymore.
Never sell your Bitcoin.
It plays chess, and Bitcoin might just be the queen they're about to sacrifice. So the king, the US dollar, survives.
I guess somebody has to die to get somebody's attention.
You've played Monopoly, right? Fake money, fake rules, all for fun. Now imagine millions of people suddenly start treating that Monopoly money as real. Now add a twist. Solve computer puzzles to mine this money, and suddenly it's a global race. That's how Bitcoin began. No backing, no government, no real-world assets, no earnings, no dividends, and no cash flow. In fact, nobody even knows who founded it. There's just a name, Satoshi Nakamoto, but nobody knows who he is. A person, an organization, or a ghost.
But the main reason I'm here is to clear my name, that I have nothing to do with Bitcoin. I just believe that somebody put that fictitious name in there. Satoshi Nakamoto.
Still, thanks to hype, code, and belief, Bitcoin became digital gold. And as long as people keep believing, the game continues. The only problem? When belief dies, it all goes to zero. This race is driven by freedom seekers, people who believe Bitcoin will replace governments and free them from control.
Why do they hate Bitcoin? Because they can't control it.
But here's the irony. Bitcoin is priced in US dollars, the very system it claims to destroy, and its value? Just a bet that someone else will pay more tomorrow. That's exactly what happened with FTX. Once one of the biggest crypto exchanges in the world, they created their own digital coin called FTT, essentially printing their own monopoly money. Then they used that token to borrow real dollars and inflate their balance sheet with fake wealth.
Alameda claimed it had over $14 billion in assets at the end of June, but most of that was FTX's tokens. Alameda CEO Caroline Ellison tweeted that the balance sheet wasn't complete.
It was like printing fake coupons, convincing others they were valuable and using them to buy actual goods. Absurd? Yes, but the scam worked until someone leaked the truth.
The token's value began to fall, losing more than 80% of its worth in the span of 72 hours.
When the public realized the foundation was fake, FTT collapsed overnight, and FTX filed for bankruptcy, wiping out billions in investor money. And here's the scary part. This wasn't just one rogue player. Most digital tokens today work the same way. Hype-driven, unregulated and pushed by get-rich-quick gurus. When confidence breaks, they can crash just as fast. The absurd world of Bitcoin and digital currency was on full display when in early 2025, Trump and Melania officially backed meme digital coins.
And yes, they were backed by the same thing which Bitcoin is backed by. Nothing.
However, just because people believed in it, its value soared within hours and soon the overall value was in billions.
The president has launched his own meme coin called Trump, and one exchange is calling it the most successful token launch they have ever seen in a 24-hour period, going from $7 to about $34.
But as the hype faded away, the coins dropped by over 98% shortly after. While thousands of everyday investors lost money, wallets linked to insiders reportedly made millions through trading fees. The kicker? It was all technically legal. Since meme coins often escape traditional financial regulation, critics call it a high-profile pump-and-dump masked as entertainment.
They got out of it in time. They pocketed the money. 764,000 Americans lost everything that they put into the meme coin.
The biggest problem with Bitcoin? Well, you can't value it. No earnings, no cash flow, no assets, just scarcity hype. Only 21 million coins.
Imagine if there were only 21 million pieces of gold in the entire world, and you had the chance to own one of them. That's the world of Bitcoin.
But scarcity alone doesn't create value. Not when there's unlimited competition and zero utility.
That's like selling imaginary land because there's only so much moon. That's why legends like Warren Buffett, Munger, Howard Marks, and Pabrai call it a gamble, not an investment, and they might be right.
And on top of that, the crypto industry can't even decide what it wants. It was born to fight the system, but now it's begging for government regulation. Please regulate us, but don't control us.
Is the power of freedom.
Make up your mind, because one thing's certain. No government will ever support a system that threatens its power to tax, regulate, and control money. Bitcoin mining consumes an astonishing amount of electricity, around 138 to 172 terawatt hours per year, depending on the source.
That's nearly as much as the entire country of Egypt, which uses about 189 terawatt hours annually. To put it simply, the digital process of solving mathematical puzzles to earn Bitcoin is draining enough energy to power a nation.
A team from Cambridge University estimates Bitcoin uses about 187.9 terawatt hours of electricity per year.
While some argue this energy fuels innovation, others worry it's an unsustainable cost, especially when compared to the value it generates, which is essentially zero, unless people keep believing. Now imagine emerging economies already struggling with power shortages start redirecting electricity to mine Bitcoin, hoping for quick profits. Hospitals, schools, and factories could suffer as essential services lose priority.
Unleash crypto. Come to Texas. Texas is the oasis.
If Bitcoin crashes or loses relevance, the fallout could be massive. Stranded infrastructure, wasted subsidies, and economic damage.
Betting national energy on a digital currency that could vanish overnight is a dangerous gamble, especially when that currency is not backed by any real-world asset.
And that's not all. The other health impact that is conveniently hidden about Bitcoin mining is the sound hazard it creates that stretches over miles of territory.
I have a constant headache right in the back of my head or either over my eyes. I've been in the hospital 2 or 3 times.
Every family here is sick.
In Texas, the legal limit for noise is around 85 decibels, but the towns situated more than a mile away have reported sounds of more than 100 decibels inside their homes.
This is maddening. This is maddening to me, and I just want to scream.
When something has no real value behind it, yes, it can fall to zero instantly. Don't believe it? Then let me tell you about 3 times in history when Bitcoin already crashed by nearly 90%.
Bitcoin had its first real bull run in mid-2011, but within months it crashed over 94%. Why? Mt. Gox, the largest exchange at the time, was hacked and panic selling wiped out the price. After surging to over $1,100 in late 2013, Bitcoin fell nearly 85% over the next year. The reason? China cracked down on crypto and Mt. Gox collapsed again, losing 850,000 Bitcoins. The famous cryptomania, Bitcoin hit $19,700 in December 2017, then crashed to just $3,100 in a year. That's an 84% drop. It was classic bubble behavior. Too much hype, zero fundamentals. So the real question then is, when will the Bitcoin bubble collapse?
Well, Bitcoin isn't just a bubble, it's a strategic illusion kept alive by belief, fed by hype.
If you knew who was really behind Bitcoin, you would run as fast as you could to sell it. I know.
And just when the dollar looks weakest, when BRICS, Euro, and debt fears start to shake global trust, that's when Bitcoin could collapse, wiping out confidence in all alternatives and recrowning the US dollar as the world's only safe haven.
A trap so seductive, even the smartest fell for it. Billions of dollars, millions of believers.
It was the CIA. I think we all know that. It's like Signal. They got there first. It's a honey trap.
And the reason could be simply to maintain the status of the dollar as the world standard.
We lost the world standard dollar. That would be like losing a war.
This isn't just finance, this is war. And Bitcoin, the most brilliant fake enemy ever created.